highlights of the summer for sure. And they do a lot of cool stuff in Maple Lake. They got a great little town there, no doubt about it. And this is one of their marquee events. So it's an annual Gearhead get-together. And Scott is back for our annual visit here at the Bob Studios. And you brought reinforcements this year, Scott. Good to see you.
Good to see you guys. Thanks for having me. And yes, we brought our marketing gal, Becca.
Becca's here.
She's one of the Gearhead gals.
Gearhead. Well, we need gals, too. Absolutely. So, glad to have you both here. And it's hard to believe another year's gone by. Scott, how many years have we been doing this now?
Blank. Our logo says 12 years.
12, but we're going to go with 12.
We're going with 12, yeah.
So.
And what's so scary is, we're working on next year's stuff, so to see that 13 years already.
You already started on next year?
Just some promotional stuff.
Okay.
We'll have cool stickers to give away that day, so.
One of the things that I want to say right away is that the amount of sponsorship and, buy-in that you get from the community is really pretty cool. You look at your poster, it's full of sponsors, and that's what you need, right? I mean, this is truly a community family event at its finest.
It truly is, and every year we look at this poster, and it's like, well, it's just a big advertisement, but, so we grew our poster, actually, we have huge posters now, but as you said, it just simply could not happen without the financial support. If you've been to this event, you know how huge it is. You know that big tents aren't cheap, tables aren't cheap, porta potties aren't cheap, all those things that bands, it's, all those things it takes to put this on, and, donation to the Knights of Columbus that are directing traffic. We couldn't do it without any of it.
Right.
So, it's, and the support is not only local, but it reaches out in other communities, but, yeah.
It's very cool. So it is, it all culminates this Saturday. Let's just give a real quick, for people who are new and don't know what the Gearhead Get-Together is, give us a little history of the event.
Yeah, so our roots go back to 2004. We had a little car show at my place there, the old creamery. That was Taste of Maple Lake back in the days, and then it turned into Days of Old. But the first official Gearhead Get-Together was 2011, and we just threw out a whole new concept of no plaques, no trophies, just come and hang out for the day, bring whatever you want. Like, we really try to promote, and we need to focus on this again, bringing your boat motors, your chainsaws, your lawnmowers, stuff like that, because if it's mechanical, we want it there. So somehow the concept struck a chord with people, and it's just, we don't know officially, but we think there might have been 1,400 cars there last year.
That's a pretty good number.
Yeah, and that's his cars. So,
right.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's get to the nuts and bolts, if you will, of what's happening. It all starts at about what time on Saturday? And, there's a whole list of events going on.
Yes. So the event officially starts, we say, at 8 a.m. and ends at 6 p.m. We get people rolling in quite a bit earlier than that, especially our swappers.
Yep.
And if people want to have a very specific spot that they like to park year after year, they get there early. I think it was 3 years ago, there was a bunch of square body Fords that rolled in at 4:59. That's just...
that's excessive.
But they got their spot.
Okay, well, that's what's important.
So live music starts at 10:30 with the Star Chiefs. They play till 1:30, and right before they play, we will have the anthem, and hopefully we're going to have a flyover this year.
Oh, nice.
With the anthem, yep.
It's a nice addition.
Yes, and then also on the main stage, we've got from 2 to 5 Polestar Diesel. So
they've been mainstays at your event.
Yeah, they're kind of, if we had a house band, it would be Polestar Diesel. Yeah, they're awesome. People love them. We keep revisiting. Do we have them back? It's like, people love them.
Right.
Bring back.
Yeah, and they do. They love their Waylon Jennings music, too.
Yes, they do.
Near and dear to my heart.
Yeah. So then, on the south side of the tracks is where our swap meet is again this year. And we have from 8 to 5 on that. But if you're a swapper, our volunteers, Knights of Columbus, and their bright yellow shirts will be directing you into that area. But then our biggest special thing we're doing this year is Powerhouse Mobile Dyno. So we've got a fellow that's coming down from up north. This is his side gig that he does at car shows. he says he can run 2,000 horsepower, 200 miles an hour all day long on his dyno. So,
Okay.
so if you're looking to dyno your car, see what your horsepower is, all that, he will schedule you at $70 to get 2 poles, but to have that opportunity to have a dyno come to you is huge. So, and if you need to make some quick changes in between your 2 poles, you can do that, but he doesn't want you up there for a half hour tweaking your carburetor, you know.
Sure.
So, but that's going to be huge, the dyno. That's going to be right across from the fire department.
Okay. All right. Any other events? I mean, you've talked about the entertainment. Obviously, there's going to be plenty of food and beverage. It's going to be a little warm potentially Saturday. You got to keep hydrated, you know.
Yes, and food and beverages are going to be everywhere throughout town. Becca's with us, but Becky is our food coordinator. She does a phenomenal job, you know, and I know you guys work with Doug at the butchery a lot, and he'll be there grilling.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
We do have a shuttle, too, for people with parking. You can park at the school and take the shuttle over into town.
Yeah, I wanted to ask for logistics, and so what about parking and getting around? Is that the best way to do it? Park at school and take the shuttle, or is it you just try and find street parking, or what do you do there?
We do encourage people, too, to meet outside of town if they're coming in together and can ride in together so it's not so congested.
Okay.
Or you can meet at the school and come in on the bus.
Okay, so you got some options there.
Yeah.
Because Jim mentioned earlier it was to take over the whole town. Well, kind of, pretty much. I mean, it takes over a
it's been
big
kind
chunk
of
of
the
the
word on
town.
the street. I mean, we fill up downtown, then past the tracks, over by the creamery, the empty city lot, and then all the way down Division to the city park, and it's packed. It's just
And
everywhere you go.
And if people are coming from outside and they're not really familiar where Maple Lake is, you know, tell people where you guys are. I mean, you can't miss it if you're on 55. Right?
Yep. So we're between Annandale and Buffalo, right on 55. And if to get to the event, all you got to do is just get to Maple Lake.
GPS
Get
Maple
sucked
Lake,
right
and
in.
you'll see signs when you get there and people directing you where to go.
Are most of the downtown businesses, are they open on Saturday, or do they kind of shut the doors, or how does that work, you think?
No, everybody, as far as I know, will have their maybe even their wares out on the sidewalk. Hard to say. You know, I've got my antique store there, and it's hard for me to get in there and be part of operations, but we're open that day in the old creamery and light bulbs and more. And
Well, just in case somebody needs to get out of the heat for a few minutes and
Absolutely.
walk into some air conditioning and maybe have a beverage or something, or look around, that's open too, because it is a cool little downtown area.
Yep, and we've got plenty of restaurants too. Yep, and that's I think it's going to be a warm day, so going to Madigan's, the Legion,
all available.
across the highway. We've got the event center, so to go cool down and relax. The coffee shop,
Coffee shop,
Brew.
too.
Yeah,
All
we got a new coffee shop in town, Spooky Brew. Mention Friday quick.
Sure, that's a new event.
Because it's kind of fun. We have Spooky Brew Coffee now, and then we have Dangerous Man Brewery, who's a very well-established brewery, moved to Maple Lake, and their production is on the north side of 55 in the old Kramer Sales Building. But anyway, Friday from 4 to 9, they are doing a pre-party with Alexander Craig playing.
Sure.
I think formerly is Crankshaft. Is his name,
Mm-hmm.
So come early Friday, but we end early because we all need to be in bed because we're up early the next day.
It's a full day on Saturday.
Yeah.
All right. And Becca's social media and Facebook website, people get more information. It's all up and running.
Yep.
And where do they find it?
Gearheadgettogether.net, and then we're also on Facebook and Instagram.
All right. It's all there. It's all laid out. You can get your questions answered. And, it's free to come into the event and roam around and see what there is to see.
Thanks to our sponsors,
and there'll be, plenty of stuff for the kids. Everybody finds something they enjoy in that. You talk about the swappers. That is a big part of this, from the beginning too, right?
It really is, and it was an afterthought. Like I was working with one of the co-founders, John Rivers, and it was like a last-minute thing. We said, we should do a swap meet too. So we said, let's do a swap meet, and it's huge. I mean, over 100 vendors, and we cram them in on the streets and a few parking lots, so they're on a hard surface. So, like if we had a rain, like we just had, a real soaker, there's no chance of getting muddy or dusty or dirty. So
All right, and our DK is going to be out for his annual live broadcast. That's 9 to 11 to kind of set the tone for everything that's going on. So to come by, say hi to DK, and we'll load him up with some Bob goodies for a giveaway as well. All right, it's a Gearhead get-together. It's Maple Lake. It's this Saturday, 8 a.m., and it's a full day of fun. And don't forget the pre-party on Friday. Becca, Scott, good to see you guys. Best of luck. Thanks so much for including Bob FM here and in your promotional piece.
You bet. Thanks for
We
having us.
appreciate it. All right, Jim, it's the Gearhead get-together this Saturday.
Bob FM.